What's happening, guys? UFC 319 is done and dusted, and I'm going to give you guys my recap of the main event, which featured Dracos du Plessis versus Khamzat Chimaev. As a whole, the card was very, very good. I was a bit, disappointed with how the main event went. I did think we would see a finish, whether that was from Chimaev or du Plessis, but Khamzat put on a very dominant performance. We'll get into that a bit later because I'll give my thoughts on the dominance. But guys, before we get into it, I want to call out the Khamzat dick riders, because some of you are not gonna like certain things I say in this video, and I've been having this debate with a couple of people, like my friend, one of my coaches, since the fight took place. And I'm sorry to say this, but some of you are so far up his bum because, listen, as much as it was an impressive performance, it was boring. And two things can be true at once. But Khamzat dick riders are so upset that when someone is saying the fight was boring, they kick up a fuss and say, "Oh, you're a casual." Or like even Mighty Mouse said, if you don't want to see wrestling, don't watch MMA. No one is saying they have a problem with watching wrestling in MMA and grappling in MMA. People's problem is they don't want to see a man laying on another man for 25 minutes. Yes, Khamzat did some ground and pound, but it was little tippy tapper. He was just playing with du Plessis like it was food. So that's why, in a sense, it was impressive, because you was able to play with a man for 25 minutes. I'll give him that. I'm not taking anything away from that. But the fact that we all know you could have pushed for a finish, and you probably could have got, when he had Dracos in crucifix, he could have pushed for a finish. So it's like, why didn't you? You're just playing with him. Come on, bro. Like, you got people up in the UK at 5 a.m, yeah, watching, and this is what you do, bro. You get it? That is the only thing that I would say. And so many people are upset about that. Even one of my coaches, he said, "Oh, with the knowledge you have in MMA, I thought you would have enjoyed that." Respectfully, how could I enjoy that? No, guys, how could I enjoy that when I saw two spinning elbow finishes back to back before that? Please tell me, how could I enjoy that? Make it make sense. And that's not to take anything away from Khamzat's performance, because being able to dominate a man in that fashion for 5 rounds and hardly break a sweat is impressive. I can't lie, it is impressive, but it was boring. And like I said, two things can be true at once. But unfortunately, Khamzat dick riders are so far up his bum that they get upset when people are saying that. And the truth is, plenty of other fighters have done that. Kamaru Usman, when he won his belt against Tyron Woodley, everyone called him boring. But guess what? He did the exact same thing. Most of his fights, he fights like that. People called him boring. But what did Khamzat Chimaev go and do? The exact same thing. But because it's Khamzat and people are so up his bum, it was an exciting performance. Honestly, fans, you see this sport, MMA fans, just, I can't lie. That's why, even as much as I do these videos and I give my predictions and, my breakdowns and my opinions, etc., I'm not going to lie, when it comes to debating certain people, I'm not even going to engage, and I don't even engage, because MMA fans are probably one of the worst set of fans in the world. They pick and choose when things are all right for certain fighters. And that goes for performance-wise, that goes for trash talk-wise, that goes for a lot of things. It's absolute bullshit. And that's, like I said, that's not me taking away from Khamzat's performance. It was a good performance. It's just, it was boring to watch. And like I always say, guys, yeah, as someone who does martial arts myself, every martial artist is an artist. So you need to be able to see the beauty in their art, so you can add some certain elements to your art and discard of what you don't think is usable. So, for example, there is certain things from that performance, me as a mixed martial artist, I can take. Okay, cool. Some fights I might not even have to, expend that much energy. Maybe I just take a man down, control him there, do some decent ground and pound. Do you know what I mean? So what I personally would take from that and add to myself is the control. Being able to control DDP with ease. Yeah. That's personally what I would want to add to my game. That. I wouldn't want to do that for 25 minutes, but if I can control a man in those positions, somewhat personally, I'm gonna go for the finish. Preferably ground and pound. That's just me being honest. I like to see finishes. That's what I like. So, everyone's entitled to their opinion. And, those that are saying the fight was exciting, you're entitled to your opinion. And that's not me saying, I'm not going to turn around and start chatting shit. But some of you fucking Khamzat dick riders are chatting shit because people are giving their opinion. At the end of the day, everybody is entitled to their opinion. And this is my opinion, and so many other people share that same opinion. The way I see the performance is Khamzat 1,000,000% respected DDP. Because Khamzat didn't come into the fight how he fights everybody else. He usually comes in rushing him because in his mind, he knows, yeah, I'm going to finish this guy in the first round. Forget 2 rounds. In the first round, I'm going to take him down and I'm going to finish him. But DDP, to be honest, I just think he came to collect the belt. I think he just thought, yeah, I'm going to go in there, take him down, keep him there, and make it an easy night for myself. Honestly, that's what I thought he probably had in his head. And he came and did what he needed to do to win. He didn't actually... And this is what people need to understand. It's chess, not checkers. DDP got outsmarted by Chimaev because he probably thought, yeah, Chimaev is going to come out all guns blazing. I'm going to probably try stuff some of the takedowns. Probably won't, but I'll get back up. He'll probably take me down again. But then once we get into the second round, he's going to get tired and I'll be able to do more. But unfortunately, you couldn't do that because Chimaev didn't come. He came with a completely different game plan. He came to just take you down and control you and win the fight. Do you know what I mean? So, shouts out to Chimaev, first Chechen world champion. So, shouts out to him. Listen, people will probably think by the way I'm talking I have something against Khamzat. I don't have nothing against Khamzat. I'm just not on the hype train like everybody else. I'm just not with I'm not part of the fanboys. I'm just not. I've never really been. That's just me. He's a good fighter, don't get me wrong. But yeah, I'm just not like everyone else, unfortunately. I have my specific favourite fighters and some people have theirs, and Khamzat happens to be a lot of people's favourite fighter, just not mine, unfortunately. So, shouts out to Khamzat. DDP, I feel like in the last round when he, got a burst of energy and he thought, yeah, let me try and, go out with a bang. What a fucking idiot, though. He tried to go for a submission against Khamzat Chimaev, who has controlled you for 5 rounds. What the fuck made you think you was going to get that guillotine, bro? Come on, bro. So, yeah, man, DDP... to be honest, they should probably make DDP versus RDR. Chimaev fights the winner of Imavov and Kaio. But if I'm going to be completely honest, guys, this is going to sound crazy, yeah? In this middleweight division right now, I know a lot of people are saying they think Hernandez could give Chimaev a good fight, which is not far-fetched. Personally, I think if DDP had wrestling, he's honestly the person that could give Chimaev the hardest fight. Honestly, I don't really see any of these other guys doing that. Because even the short times that we saw DDP and Chimaev standing up, and that's another thing. This is another reason why I know for sure Khamzat definitely respected DDP. He was not trying to engage in that stand-up at all. He was not trying to engage in stand-up whatsoever. Whenever they were stood up, it did not take long before he shot for a takedown. And even a couple times, Duplessis landed some good shots in the short space of time, because they were hardly standing up. But shouts out to Khamzat Chimaev. Guys, like I said, I'm just giving my opinion. You don't have to like it. You don't have to watch it. I'm giving my opinion. you know. And like I said, that's not me taking anything away from Hamzat's performance. I'm just saying, yes, as much as it was impressive, because to be able to do that to a man, yes, it's a very big thing. But if but two things can be true at the same time. Yes, it was an impressive performance. You dominated a man for 5 rounds and controlled him for 5 rounds, and the man had no answer. Yeah, and of course, as much as we can blame Chimaev for the fight being boring, DDP has to share some of that blame because you had no answers for the guy's game plan. So, you know, but as much as it was an impressive fight, and yes, you controlled the man for 25 minutes, you dominated the fight, yes. But was it boring? Yes, because I do feel like you made us all watch you play with your food when you could have got the finish. Like, you literally could have got the finish. When he had him in crucifix, I'm sure he could have got the finish with some ground and pound. Nice elbows. He even landed through a couple of elbows. But that's just my opinion, guys. Like and subscribe. Make sure you subscribe. Shouts out to Lerone Murphy as well. I think he's up for a title shot. I'll do a separate breakdown video for that as well. But like and subscribe, guys.